Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by here today. In today's video, I'm going to be making an acrylic sign, so wedding acrylic sign to be specific. And I'll just put a screenshot of what that looks like in case you don't know what I'm talking about. But that's what I'm going to be making today. If this is your first time here, my name is Jane. Thank you so much again for stopping by here. Please consider subscribing. And if you enjoyed this video at the end of the day, please don't forget to hit the like button and let's get right into it. So the materials I'm using for today includes my Cricut maker right here. I also have my vinyl right here, and that's permanent vinyl on white. And then I have my acrylics right here. I bought it from a local company here. So I'm going to go over to Design Space and I'll be showing you what I'm making today. So I'm going to be doing the design on Design Space and I'm going to be showing you which ones I'll be making on Design Space. So let's go over to Design Space. So now we're on Cricut Design Space and I'm just going to be creating the designs for the two signs. And I'm going to be doing cards and gifts, and the other sign will be please sign our guest book. So I'm just going to be creating design here and then we're going to cut it out with the machine. There's also another way you can do this. If you don't want to create the design yourself, you can buy an SVG. So two of the places I'll suggest you check are Etsy and Creative Fabrica. So I'll just show you, I'll minimize this and show you. So you can check Etsy and then you type, let's say wedding sign. Let's just say SVG. As you can see, there's some signs up here, like this one right here. I don't want to click on it because it's an ad. I rather not, knowing that I'm not buying it. But you can just look at signs like this is welcome to our wedding. If you're doing a big sign, welcome to our wedding, you just need to add the names below. Yeah, there are a few of them, so you can check you can check Etsy for this. The other place you can check is, like I said, is Creative Fabrica. And so Creative Fabrica, and I think type the same thing, wedding sign SVG. Wedding sign SVG, and yeah, there are a few of them. I know a bit different from the ones we've seen so far, but I'm sure you can scroll down or modify your search to get exactly what you're looking for. But these are the two places you can look for SVG. The other places, there's also Design Bundle, but I use Creative Fabrica and Etsy a lot, so that's why I recommend both of them. I'm going to put a link to Creative Fabrica in the description box below and Etsy in the description box below. So let's go back to designing our sign. So I'm going to go back to Cricut Design Space, and like I said, I'm going to be doing cards and gifts, and the second one will be please sign our guest book. So I'm going to start with the first one, cards and gifts, and I'll just click on text right here and it brings up this text box, and then I'll type cards. And I want to change this font. I think the font I'm going to use today is either Salted Caramel or Acrylic. But let's see. Let me go here. So you click on to change the font. You click on, let me move this aside. You click on font right here. Click on the drop down. And I normally just go to systems. I can do all, it doesn't matter. And then I just search for the font I want to use. If I know the font I want to use. If I don't, then I just scroll through till I find what I like. So Salted, no. Let's see. Okay, I think I prefer this. So cards and gift. I think I prefer that. I'm just going to duplicate this. So I do that by doing Command D. So Command D and to duplicate it, and I'll change this to gift because these two will be the same font. Cards and gifts. Cards and gifts. Yeah, and now that I have that, in between will be and. For and, I'm going to use a different font because just so it looks a bit different. So I'm going to go back and click text, type and then I'm going to change it One of the fonts I enjoy using a lot is the montage, hopefully I pronounce it properly, font. I'm going to put a link to where I got it from in the description box below. I have a feeling it's Creative Fabrica. I'm not too sure, but once I find it, I'll put the link down there. But I'm just going to type montage. Yep, I like this font. So I'm just going to put that here. Now our sign is about 15 by 20. So 15 for the width and 20 for the height. Now I need to make sure that this fits properly and it's not too large. So I want to make sure that my height is maximum 17. I say that because the sign goes into a stand, and once it does that, part of it will go into about maybe 1 centimeter, leaving us with 19. So I'm just going to make this 17 to be on safe side. So I'm going to change the height on top to 17. I need to adjust the width accordingly. Now if I want my width to be bigger, what I'll do is just adjust them separately and then make sure the height too is fine. So let's say I want this to be about 12, this one too to be about, let's say 12. Yeah, I think I want them to up. You can see that this is now too much, 17.9, but that's fine. I'll adjust it properly. So first off, let me align this. Let me align this and make sure that they're, oh, nope. I think it's centered horizontally. Let me do that. Align, center horizontally. Yes. Now that's better. I'll include the and too. This is 12, this is 12. Let me make sure the and too. And everything is aligned vertically. So just click on everything, go to align, and do center horizontally. My bad. You click on everything, go to align, and do center horizontally, just to make sure that it's all placed properly. There are times where you don't need to do that when you want it to sit a bit off, but now that I want it to make sure everything is centered properly, I make sure that I do center horizontally so that it keeps them aligned properly. But yeah, I'm going to adjust this to 12. 12 should be fine, or 12 is fine. I'm just going to adjust this part to be 17. So I'll just move this up. This up a bit. Move this down a bit. Make sure this is 17 again, and then I'm just going to leave this as 12.1. That's fine, and this 17. So that's all good. I'm just going to align and make sure it's centered horizontally again. Yep, that's great, and I'm good with that. So this is fine for me. It's centered. It's centered horizontally. Everything is fine. So that's about 12.0 and 17. So all good. Now I'm going to create the next one, which is the please sign our guest book. Before I group this, I'm just going to duplicate the gift and maybe the and. I'm going to duplicate the and gift. I say that because I'm going to use the same font for please sign our guest book. So I might as well just duplicate and use it. If you don't want to duplicate, that's fine. Just click on text and type all over again. Same thing. But if I duplicate it, do Command D, move it aside, and I can type please. Let me put it in one different line. Sign. And then I'll duplicate gift and change that to guest book. Guest book. Now remember, our sign is, because I'm still using the same sign, our sign is 15 by 20. So guest book is a bit too much for the width. It's 20, which is a lot. I need to make sure that it's under 15, and so I'm going to aim for 13. So I'm just going to go up to the size, change the width to 13, and that's fine for me. Width is 13. Let's see what the height will be. Height is 13, which is a bit small. This looks nice, but I might change it to the center. I think that looks okay too. But now I can move this down and I can increase the spacing in between there. So the line space, I can go up here to line space and increase this if I want the line space to, let's say 15. So we're almost there. I think 15 is still fine. I don't need to make everything 17. So I think it's still fine. First off, let's align it to the left. Align left 13 by 15. I think I want to do it this way. The other way I could do it is center everything. So by that, I'm going to duplicate this and show you what I mean. Oops. I'll group it first. Group, duplicate, move this down, and group. So what I mean is this, change the alignment to center and then put it this way. I think both ways look nice, but maybe I'll go with one in the middle. I don't know why. But yeah, please sign our guest book. I think that's okay. I can increase the line spacing again if I want to, or make this 10. Increase the spacing again to, let's see, maybe 2.5, and then move this down a bit so that there's space in between. And yeah, I think it looks good. I think it looks good like this, so I'm going to go ahead and group this one and weld it together. So I'll group it, cut and gift, and then weld it. Welding will ensure that it cuts as one. So I'm going to weld it. As you can see, it's one. It's not as it was before, individual words. It's now welded into one. So when I cut out, it cuts as one. As one. So I'm going to leave that. I'm just going to change the color. I might use gold for that, not yet certain, but I'll change that color. And then this one, let's see. I'll leave that as 3. Put this down. 16. That's fine for me. I'm going to group this. No. Group this and then weld it, so as you can see, individual letters or individual lines, but once I weld it, it becomes one. So weld it, it's one, and then let's just do that. I'll probably leave it as the same color. So now I'm going to click make it, and we'll go over and cut it on the Cricut maker. So make it, and then let's go over to the machine. So I have my mat here. I put my vinyl on it. I've decided to just use white for both of them. I have my vinyl on it, on my mat, and then I have my machine ready. So I'm just going to run it through and let the machine cut it. I won't like talk in between because I've done this a few times, so it's just going to run through the process. So let's get with it. machine is done cutting and I've put it away. So now it's time to take this off the mat, which I'll and then separate the two designs. I'll go ahead and use my scraping tool to scrape this down, and then I'll weed it. So I'll just scrape this down and weed it. Weeding, I've done this a few other videos, essentially taking out the parts that I don't need. So I'm not going to show the whole thing here, I'm just going to fast forward through it. I'll just scrape this down and then I'll weed it. And once that's done, we'll put it on our acrylic. Next step, now that weeding has been done, is to put use the transfer tape on it so that we can transfer it onto the acrylic blank. So I'm just going to roughly measure the size and then cut that out. I'm going to take the transfer tape off its backing and attach the tape to this. So I just need to pull it off. I'll put it here. Align it properly. It's okay. You can see the space in between. I didn't line it up properly, but because it's I think it's a strong grip. If I try to remove it, it will take everything up. And even if it was a regular grip, because it's also new, it's going to take everything up. So I'm just going to leave it that way and then use my scraping tool to scrape it properly and make sure it also attaches to the transfer tape. And then that's when we take it off the transfer tape and onto our acrylic. So I'm just going to use my scraping tool for a bit and then I'll bring the acrylic here. Before I take this off the backing, I'm going to remove the protective film on the acrylic sheet. So this is just to protect it from scratch and dirt. Now I can attach the design before taking out the back to avoid also dirt getting on the back. But in this case, I'm just going to take it out because I want to use this. Not that I can see properly. I can't even see properly. I can see a bit. I want to use this to just make sure it's at the right. So because I want to use this as also a measuring tool. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. I'm just going to take out the back, and to clean it, you just use isopropyl and a microfiber cloth. Now I'll take off my design from the backing. It's coming out easily. Great. Now I'm going to take this and put it on the acrylic sheet. So this one I'm using is frosted. It's frosted. What was the measurement again? I can eyeball it, but I just want to do. I'll use my scraping tool again, scrape this down, and then hopefully I should just do it in a short while and take off my transfer sheet. But if you try taking off your sheet and the letters are coming up or the word is coming up, put it down, scrape it some more, and then take off the sheet. So you can put your hand at the side to avoid putting fingerprints on the acrylic. Just put it at the side, or if you have a microfiber cloth, you can use that. For example, use this to hold here. So this is it. Taking off the transfer sheet. If you want to make sure it's centered exactly, it will be better to maybe use a ruler or do some markings and hold it down. But this looks great for me. So I'm just going to repeat the same process for a second one. I have this right here. Put this aside. Use my transfer sheet on it, and then transfer it onto my acrylic. And that's it for this one. And that's how you make wedding signs. I did this once. There are bigger ones you could make, like welcome to our wedding, sitting chat. And you can also, if you intend to sell this, or if you're using it for your wedding, you can always sell it after your wedding if you don't need to keep it. Or if you want to do this for business purposes, you just have to make sure that it's straight. You choose the nice font, and you're able to get materials for this, or good materials for this. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please don't forget to hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. It will mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, stay blessed. Bye.